Hey, what's going on? I'm Bill DeWeese, pro voiceover talent, voiceover career coach, and I hope that you and yours are staying healthy and happy and having a wonderful holiday season. So before we get into today's content, I want to let you know that my friend Dave Fennoy, who has been recognized as one of the all-time best voice actors, is going to be joining me for a free webinar this coming Tuesday night, where he's going to talk about doing character voices for video games and an animation, and it will be a workshop. So he'll allow some folks to participate and coach them. Now, Dave, if you're not familiar with Dave Fennoy, not only is he one of the nicest guys in the business, he's been around for a while, and you've heard his voice on commercials for McDonald's and Lexus, KFC, Chrysler, AT&T, Lifetime Music. He's done promo work for Hulu and CBS, Fox, ABC, ESPN, the Disney Channel, Showtime. He's been on, his voice has been on over 80 video games, including The Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, Skylanders, StarCraft 2, Warcraft, That's So Raven, Tomb Raider, Metal Gear Solid, Spider-Man, and a lot more. TV animation, you've heard his voice on The LeBrons, Kim Possible, Sonic the Hedgehog, Johnny Quest, Star Wars. Again, I could go on and on. Point is, this is a guy who knows what he's doing and has created an extremely successful career, and also is a great voiceover coach. This is a great opportunity. It's a free webinar, and it's happening at 7 o'clock Central Time this Tuesday night. I'll put a link below in the description. Sign up to be there. So today's question comes from Brian, and Brian asks, do you have contracts with all your clients, contracts on paper or email or both? Do you have an entertainment attorney for your business? Now, first of all, Brian, before I answer those questions, let me say that, oftentimes I will answer a question by saying, this is what I suggest you should do. But oftentimes I will say, this is what I do, but this is your business, so you need to decide what's best for you. And this is, today's answer falls in the latter category. This is how I handle these questions within my business. And it's something that you need to decide what works best for you and your business. Do I have contracts with my clients? No, I do not. Now, in terms of email, sure, everything's tracked through email, so I know what the agreement is. But in terms of having a legal binding contract, and perhaps the email would be binding, frankly, I've never had to go back and, I've worked for thousands and thousands of clients, and I've never had an issue from a legal perspective. I've had a couple of people who haven't paid me along the way, but my collection rate is well over 99%. So that is a non-issue for me. Occasionally, I have a client who wants me to sign a contract, usually like large companies, Fortune 500s. They have legal departments and they have very specific things that need to be done. In that case, I'm glad to sign their contract, but I do not require or initiate a contract. Let me tell you why. The main number one is, as I just mentioned, it really hasn't been necessary. But number two, there is a very specific business reason I don't do it. And that is because voiceover is typically the last link in the production chain. So scripts have been written, videos been done. Usually, voiceover is almost an afterthought. It's the last thing that happens. And typically, when it gets to us for the voiceover, things need to be done quickly. The process needs to move along. And so I don't want to introduce anything that will slow down or hinder that process, because that increases the chance or the likelihood that the client will then go find somebody else to do the project. That's just the nature of the business. Again, I'm just telling you that's how I do it. You do what allows you to sleep at night, that you feel most comfortable with. I operate very much on the offensive, not on the defensive. I don't worry about people taking advantage of me, and rarely do they ever do that. So for me, it's not an issue. But again, decide what works best for you. And along that same line, I do not have an entertainment attorney or a business attorney that I've ever had to work with specifically within voiceover. I've never had reason to, never had an issue with that. Again, not to say that you might not. And frankly, if I had a $30,000 job, out there, let's say, a TV commercial campaign, and it didn't pay, yes, I'd be using the services of an attorney. But it's just nothing that's been an issue for me. I keep everything lean. I keep it running quickly and smoothly for the sole purpose of making it easy for clients to work with me, because I don't want to lose the opportunity to generate revenue. That model has worked very, very well for me. But again, voiceover is, It's a business. And so there's, it's an individual thing, and you have to decide what works best for you, what you're comfortable with, and what you can sleep with. So, but Brian, thanks for your question. I wanted to share with you the way that I handle my voiceover business. So before you go, make sure you click that link below, register for Dave Fennoy's free voiceover character and animation workshop coming up this Tuesday night. Hope to see you there.